Can't do it no more.
It's just a lot.
It's too much work. We can't take this all on right now. We have too much on our plate. We got the business, kids have school.
Well,
It's just too much.
and at some point, enough is enough. We have to quit.
Yep. We're done.
I think we're done.
What's up, everyone? Back with another garden tour, and we're done.
I think this is it. I
Yeah.
think this is our last garden tour with a whole bunch of produce in the garden.
The main reason, see that over my shoulder? We've got a bunch of wood chips, a lot of wood chips. And we have to spread them out and get them really thick because we're actually behind a couple years. We should have done this last year even thicker, but goal is to get them down to a foot thick, so then by next spring they'll be about 5 to 6 inches thick. So to do that, to make it a lot easier, we need to pull the garden.
Yeah, it's time we pull it. Today is like a really beautiful 72 degrees and we still aren't expecting our first frost for 2 more weeks according to the weather. This is just outrageous. I can't believe it's gone on as long as it has. So today we're going to be pulling a lot of our produce out. Ready or not?
I think we can leave the peppers.
Oh, maybe we can leave the peppers. We're pulling all the tomatoes, red and green alike. I think I asked a while back for a salsa verde recipe, and actually what I meant was a green enchilada sauce recipe with green tomatoes, and I did end up finding one. I'm just waiting to hear back to see if it is safe to can it. If not, I will probably freeze it because we end up going through quite a bit of enchilada sauce. And that's just kind of an easy way to use these up. Last year we tried saving our green tomatoes and it worked all right, but they weren't as good fresh as the tomatoes you're getting this time of year. So hopefully we'll just have a little bit more to go with our tomatoes in the greenhouse, so we do have fresh tomatoes for a while.
Look at this. Anyone else's tomatoes flowering? This is just crazy. It's October. And we got flowers. Man, what a weird year.
We got a lot of tomatoes. I'm sure we missed some. And then we'll come back down here sometime within the next week. It might actually be next Monday when we normally would do a garden tour to kind of clean this up a little bit. And hopefully we can get some things cleaned up before it starts snowing. Because I feel like at this point, it's just going to go straight from like, I feel like we're still in summer to winter.
I'm not picking all this up, but I'm picking up the ones that aren't permanent, like the tomato trellises. I'm gonna leave those, and then next year we'll come up with what we're gonna do on this side and get stuff more permanent, and then I'm gonna leave them down every year and not pick them up anymore.
The little Tabasco peppers are still growing. I'm going to leave these pepper plants in still, but we are pulling a lot of the actual peppers off the plants with the exceptions of some really small bell peppers until we come out here and are able to take care of them. With some of those bell pepper plants, I'm going to hopefully, if I have the time, last year just time got away from us, wait till they're kind of dying back a little and the leaves are dying, and then I'm going to pull them, pot them kind of in some pot them in some potting mix, put them in the basement kind of out of light and such, and hopefully we can kind of store them for the winter, and then we'll be able to plant them again and get an earlier harvest on peppers next year. At least that's the plan. I was going to pull some of those jalapenos and such, but I forgot we have these jalapeno plants up here, and they look, whoops, they look so much like a jalapeno that I don't want to get those confused. So I actually really like these. We did some jalapeno poppers with some, and they were really nice. If it were up to me, I would probably replace all our jalapeno plants with the jalapenos. But Matt definitely wants some spice in things. So it's nice to just have that variety too. A lot of our lunchbox peppers stayed green. We didn't get a whole lot of yellow or red or orange lunchbox peppers. Maybe under a dozen for sure. But we have had years where that's what the kids are taking in their lunch. Matt, we're picking produce.
I'm saving peppers. Hopefully this one will make it. I'm gonna put this one in the greenhouse. So our cabbages really didn't do that well this year, but we think it's because it was down here and it was so shaded. But now taking those couple of trees out right here on the edge, I think it's gonna help tremendously down here. So maybe next year we'll have better luck with these, which is fine. But it is a bummer because this is one thing the kids really do like, is cabbage, and so do we, especially fresh. It is really good. So chickens are gonna like it. We're gonna try something this year. This is from the cherry tomato plant. So we did a bunch of reading. They only need 6 hours to produce fruit, I believe it was. Yeah, anything over 6 hours. Anything less, they won't produce fruit. So this is a cherry tomato plant, the one that we have. So this is the sun gold cherry tomato. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put this in the house, put this in a jar of water. When it starts to root, then we're gonna put it in a container, and we're gonna grow it in our southern big window, and we're gonna see if we can get fruit off of this. So, might as well try it. Tomatoes in like January, February. Ooh, sounds pretty good to me.
We ended up with a fair amount of green peppers. These are actually all bell or sweet peppers of some sort, and I did pick some that were smaller. I basically went off the size of the plant. If there were some a little smaller on the plant, I picked the little bit bigger one, being we probably have a little bit longer. I might be able to get some of those really tiny ones to grow a little bit bigger. I don't know. That was my thought. So we've already harvested some sunflower seeds this year. I was able to get a few more of the little sunflower heads saved today. Quite a few that are perfect ready. The seeds are gone. The critters have gotten them all. The chickens even have been jumping up and getting them this year. But I see this mammoth sunflower is like right on the edge. I probably should let it go a little bit longer. But I really want to get these seeds before the critters do, so we can plant some more big ones next year. So I think I'm going to take it down maybe a little bit early, but it's coming down. As a big sunflower. We're able to get a couple of green beans yet off of Evan's pole bean plant. That thing is still going strong, still has some flowers on it. 4 little hot peppers, that's all we've got. And a handful of beans for seed from our other plants that I thought they were getting too soggy, but there were quite a few on there. So hopefully we can get some more seed for next year. At least most of the veggies and stuff is out now.
We're gonna have to raise all these cattle panels.
Yeah, how tall our tomatoes got this year was outrageous.
Well, plus I'm putting all the wood chips in.
Yep.
So I'm thinking we're gonna have to go up like 16 to 2 feet. 16 inches to 2 feet.
Really? Well, that's gonna be crazy. It's gonna take a while till the plants are tall enough to get to them. Do you think our garden's gonna start leveling out a little more, adding wood chips? Or we're gonna just get a good base and that's probably it? Depends on how many wood chips.
Well, it's always gonna be on a slope, but
yeah.
We need a lot of wood chips. I want to get it at least a foot deep, I'm thinking, this year to really take care of those weeds that we were dealing with.
Oh, I know. This is going to be nice already.
This spot's going to be, wherever we plant right here next year is going to be insane. Because this is
I don't know if I want it to be broccoli. Broccoli was great this year, but it'd be super nice to like...
I think peppers.
Yeah.
Because broccoli and stuff, we need to keep it, probably peppers.
Or cabbage, since we didn't really get much this year.
We got to figure out what we're going to do with garlic.
Oh, I think we border the garden. We just have to figure out how to make that work.
gotta make sure we stay away from the fence far enough so the chickens don't eat it.
Do chickens eat garlic?
Well, they grab everything green in the spring.
Oh, I suppose. Even if they didn't like it, they'd probably try to eat it first.
Yeah.
All right. Should we see if any herbs are ready and then head in?
Yeah. Well, we gotta unload the wheelbarrow because I need that.
I didn't even think of that.
Yeah.
Matt was teasing me on the way out here because he goes, who comes out to the garden with just one bowl? But I said all our baskets and all our other large bowls are full of produce, seeds, everything you could imagine in the house. This is the last one I had.
How many dried beans do you think we got to plant next year?
I think a couple hundred. Lydia shelled them the other day for me, and I grabbed a few more today, maybe 200. Not as many as I'd like.
And what we want to plant, a pound?
About a pound. So I didn't weigh them, so I'd be interested to see how much that is, and then I'll just order seeds for next year. Probably within the next month or two here. Oofta. Not ready for that.
Yeah.
Let's get out of here.
All right, hurry up. Come on, chop chop.